Welcome to Lesson 3. We are working on Project 2, Beginning HTML, and we have completed the HTML tag, the head tag, and the body tag. Let me just let you know that the information that is between the beginning and closing tag is called the element. And so the HTML element would be the head and the body. And then whatever we would put between the head tags would be the head element. And just so you get that information correct, we want to now talk about the title tag. And so let's go and look that up. The title tag defines the title in a browser toolbar, provides a title for the page when it's added to favorites, and displays a title for the page in search engine results. And so you can see the browser will use this information in places other than your web page. It will not appear on your web page, but the browser will certainly use it. And so let's go back to our document, and we'll call this, we'll open up the title tag, and in between we'll write beginning HTML, and then we'll close that off. There we go. Let's talk about headings, and headings are all over web pages, and there are 6 tags for headings. There is the H1 tag, and let's just put that in our document and close it off. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy this, and then, well, that's not very neat. I should have just copied it like this because it's tabbing for me. And let's change those to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Programmers hate to type anything extra, and so you'll learn to use copy and paste quite frequently. So there we have our 6 headers. Now these will be displayed in different sizes, but we want to not think of them as indicating size. We want to think of them as indicating importance. And if you look in W3 Schools, it will say something like that. The tags are used to define HTML headings. H1 defines the most important heading, and H6 defines the least important heading. Now, it's tempting when you see this displayed in a browser and to see without any styling that there are different sizes, that then you would choose a heading based on the size that you want. But once we learn CSS, we're going to use CSS to do our styling. So let's just go into these tags and let's type in heading 1, and I'm going to actually copy that and take the lazy way or the smart way, and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, you want to save this file to your directory, and there is a way to save, and usually a shortcut key, and Command S on the MacBook saves this. And we want to bring up our Firefox web browser. You can use any browser you want, but we're going to use Firefox in special ways later on in the course. And if I take that index.html in the project 02 beginning HTML and bring it across, we see the 6 headings. Again, very tempting to think in terms of size, but that is HTML's attempt to give some kind of visual structure to your headings. But when you are marking up your web page, you want to use headings to indicate importance. You will use CSS to do much more with size, style, colors, and those kinds of things. Okay, let's go back into our HTML document, and we're going to create a simple web page that is going to contain information about you. And so the first heading, let's just call it personal information. The second heading, put your name. And for the third heading, just put the words about me. And save it. And go over to your browser and refresh it. And there you have it. Now let's add a paragraph tag, and I'm going to put a space just for readability and create a paragraph tag and close it. And inside there, we want to put some information about ourselves. So I'm going to put, I live in upstate New York. I am married with 3 children. And let's put another paragraph in there. My dog's name is Holly. One of the things you'll learn in programming is whenever you make small changes is test it, and it's easier to debug a problem when you've written 2 or 3 lines of code than when you've written 20 or 30 lines of code. So I'm going to save this, come over here and refresh, and there we have it. Personal information, my name, about me, I live in upstate New York, I'm married with 3 children, my dog's name is Holly. Now I see an error, I want to change my dog and put the proper format. Just for illustration, I've changed my dog from plural to possessive, and I come over here and refresh, and nothing has changed, and that's because I haven't saved it. So I did Command S, and I come over here, and there we're all straight. Now let me show you where we're going to go from here. When we finish Project 2, we are going to have a web page that looks something like this. Now it's going to begin with a very simple home page, learning to code with a tutorial, and then an about page, which is what we're working on now. Personal information, my name, about me, and the next thing we're going to learn about is lists, and then we will create 3 different kinds of lists. We will have links. This takes you to Smashing Magazine, and I can go back to my page, astronomy picture of the day, back to my page. You can click here to go to W3 Schools, and so you can see all of this. I can go back to the home page, and there I am. So this helps you to see where we're headed, and that's always helpful when you're following a tutorial and you wonder, where are we going to end up? Well, this is where we're going to end up. And so let's get started, and this will be where we will begin in the next lesson.